Hey, what is up, guys? It is me, Ermelina Boto, and you're watching Alchemy, where we transmute darkness to light. As you can see by the title today, we are getting into what is your blind spot when it comes to love and relationships, okay? So this isn't just romance, this is all relationships. What aren't you seeing that is holding you back from achieving what you desire? So I wanted these readings to be really straightforward and practical, so they may not be that long, but they're going to be very deep and direct. I also want you guys to think of a certain scenario or question, because at the end, we are going to get some advice from the Angel Oracle deck. It can be as direct as yes or no, and then from then we'll clarify the answer and give you some advice, and we're also going to show you the energy that will happen once you address this blind spot, the benefits you'll have, and also how it's been impacting you. Okay, so I already pre-pulled the decks. I'm just showing you the blind spot oracle that was on top, just so the camera, I don't know, I guess look at better for aesthetics. Don't want too many cards up here. So pile number 1, we have this sigil. Pile number 2 is this sigil. Pile number 3 is this one, and pile number 4 is this one. Choose whatever one stands out to you. Okay, they all have their own special meanings, and I will see you at your timestamp below. Bye. Hey, what is up? Pile number 1. So y'all chose number 47 with this wonderful sigil. I have no idea what it means, y'all. We're going to read it out the book in a second. But first, I'm going to show you the other oracles that I pre-pulled, and then we'll get into the meanings. So this one, truth, with the mirror right here. Okay. And then we have let go of resentment, wisdom of healing oracle. Today's lesson, acknowledge one resentful feeling that you need to release, and keep in mind that all types of resentment are poison and harm the healing process. Your goal, to become mindful of your reasons for staying angry and to begin letting go of your negative feelings by the end of the day. So seeing the truth of a situation, and then overall, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So honestly, with this, it doesn't have to be love, just in general. This is all about the golden rule, treating others the way you want to be treated. Being truthful in how your words can impact others and vice versa, how they impact you. Just saw 111 when I set that confirmation. And also what I'm getting with the blind spot is realizing your power by realizing how you've been using it against yourself while holding resentment towards someone, or how someone could be doing that towards you. And getting clear with, what do I want with this? The bottom line, is this conducive for my happiness? Forget your ego, which is edging God out. Rely on spirit. Let's read from the book exactly what this blind spot is. So number 47. Now I'm curious, and that resorts to number 11. And it's interesting. Like, just think of what you get from this picture too. There's a lot that you can pick up on with this sigil. So this sigil, number 74. This is almost the last one in here. Means to end attitude. First of all, let's take this picture. And Spirit, God, the Holy Spirit, ancestors, they are reading us to filth today. Okay? Let's get the next page so you can get all of it with your picture, and then I'll go back. So, dang, what the? I didn't mean to drop it like that, and then I'll go back. But it was 222 when that happened. Maybe that number is significant to you. So, 74, once again. Why is it so hard to get there? Means to an attitude, to an attitude. If you have drawn this sigil, you are doing something you hate in order to get something you need, want, or like. You are approaching things with the means to an end attitude. Though this makes sense, it is a contradiction, and therefore makes it very hard to feel good about getting what you need, want, or like. And in many cases, makes it impossible to actually get what you need, want, or like. I want you to imagine a person in a company wanting to climb the corporate ladder. Chances are they will try to come up with a strategy to achieve that goal of getting what they want. The strategy is carried out with the means to an end attitude, doing things we don't like and don't want to do in order to get what we want. We are approaching getting what we want in ways where the ends justify the means. What we do is to bulldoze the parts of ourselves that we don't want to and don't enjoy doing. We play a zero-sum games with parts of ourselves within. Most of us will find ourselves in scenarios like this at one point, but imagine if every day of your life was lived this way, where the majority of the time you were doing something you didn't like or didn't want to do in order to get something you wanted. The questions to ask yourself: what do I really want? What am I doing to get what I want? What are the ways that I am doing? What are the ways that I am doing what I don't want in order to get what I do want? There is no way to live a happy life if you are living this way. People simply choose to settle in this way because they have not been taught to believe that they have been taught to believe that this is what everyone does and that there is no other option. Another potential with this sigil is that we are being warned that the means we are using to justify the ends may not actually justify the means at all. We may be in fact hurting ourselves and others in order to get what we need, want, and like. If you have drawn this, you are being called to change your strategy. The sigil is reminding you that you can have a happy life. And you can do whatever you possibly can to find enjoyable means to get the ends you want. If you want a happy life, you've got to love not only getting what you want, but also what to do in order to get what you want. Ooh, I love this. Ooh, I love this. I love this. I love this. I'm going to read truth, but already, y'all, accountability is a superpower. And the way you do something is the energy that's going to have when it comes out. Once again, the energy in creation affects the energy of the creation. So in relationships, honestly, y'all could have some Virgo in your chart. You guys could be hypercritical of someone or something, including yourself. And you could also be subconsciously conforming or changing in order to be accepted. You guys could be exhibiting pick-me behavior, not even being in a judgmental way, like pick-me, as in changing yourself to be picked instead of saying your authenticity and attracting and only accepting those that resonate with you. You're not a shapeshifter, which ironically is the card before this one. So let's go to truth real quick before I get more meanings. Be honest, no matter with not only with others, but also with yourself. It's time to face facts. Otherwise, the truth may be revealed in a way you may not wish it to be, for the truth will come out. It always does. Better for you to confess sooner than later in order to avoid a bigger confrontation than you can handle. Remember that when you keep the truth from others or speak untruthfully, your energy lowers and light fades. It's time to release the heavy burden of secrecy. It's time to release the heavy burden of secrecy. Don't know why I wrote that twice. However, if you've been deliberately misled, remember that no one deserves to be in your life if they think that you aren't worthy enough to be told the truth. Let the truth set you free. Didn't I say that? So look, if you guys are in a toxic dynamic, if people are only bringing you down, if people or a person that you're in a relationship with, or it's a pattern that you attract people who are narcissists, energy vampires, who breed you down or try to change you in order to be in a relationship with them, or you find yourself doing that in order to feel like you have to be accepted, that stops right now, boo. Okay? Right now, you have to let go of the need to control by finding the needs to criticize. And also, abuse is never justified. I just heard that real clear. So if you feel like you're being emotionally or physically abused, get out of that. And this isn't just in romantic relationships. And right when I was saying that, look what came up: challenging times. If you feel like you have to belittle yourself, and it's funny, I meant to be little, like two separate things, like minimize yourself in the presence of others to be accepted. That's wrong. But also belittle yourself mentally with what you say. That's also a truth that needs to be addressed. And so if you're currently in a romantic relationship, or just a relationship in general, where you found yourself bickering, found yourselves being both in a lower vibration, first you have to ask yourself why, objectively. Is this because of the relationship or something in my own life? And then also, before even going forward, get the goal in mind, the end vision in mind. Don't just go by to go by because, oh, I just want to have a boyfriend. Oh, I just want to be loved. Oh, I just want to be in a relationship. Why you want to be in a relationship? Is it to have children? Is it to build generational wealth? Keep your bigger picture in mind, not just the bigger picture of this dynamic. Move. That was reversed. And then rebuilds, reversed. So move, I believe this is like the Chariot. I'm going to double check, but a lot of these cards correspond to the major arcana in the tarot. This is a psychic card tarot. Yeah, it is the Chariot. Act, direct, master, discipline, focus, and effort. Now is the time to be proactive in matters of the heart. If you're looking for a relationship, take the initiative to find one. Take advantage of the many ways to meet your soulmate. This card is about action, action, action. If you are in a current relationship and it's not moving in the direction you wish, do whatever is required to shift the direction. You're the master of your own destiny, and that includes your relationships. Don't wait for others to make the first move or set the tone. Take charge. Creating and sustaining a good relationship requires discipline. It's not enough to be in it. You must invest in it as well. Be present and focus on it. Give every relationship the opportunity and time that it needs to grow and deserves to flourish. While rewarding relationships require effort, there must be a balanced effort from both partners. Perhaps it's time to examine your relationships. Are both partners putting forth equal effort to make it work? Are you comfortable with the amount of effort? If any relationship feels draining or it's not worth the effort, perhaps it's time to move on. Wow, let's go to challenging times. And I'm not saying what you should or should not do, but the blind spot is the fact that there's some things you need to address before you could go forward, or you're just going to remain stuck. Okay. Let me read Rebuilds. This was reversed, and then we're going to go to challenging times, and then clarify with tarot, and then we're going to get some advice. So Rebuilds, this was reversed. Collapse, expose, create, revelation, awareness, most definitely the Tower. I cut to the core of my relationships and consciously rebuild them. So it's like, this is either you guys leaving a relationship, a friendship dynamic or whatever that doesn't serve you and rebuilding yourself, or it's you deciding to consciously and together change the relationship, allow it to evolve and rebuild within it. But the dynamics of a relationship can often be complicated. The longer you've been in one, the more complex it can be. As the layers build on top of each other, it becomes increasingly difficult to know what the core is based on. What was once love may now appear as merely tolerance or worse. Even in good relationships, you may find yourself growing apart from one another. In either case, the weight of these layers can cause it to collapse. Now is a good time to start fresh with one or more of your relationship. Peel off the layers one by one. Cut away any pretense and see what may be revealed. I can't believe this is what I just said, but look, find the core of what you want, decide if it's still what you want and what you find attractive. If so, discard the old layers and consciously create a new commitment with this person or persons, one based on honesty, truth, and love. Expose the false voices that tell you that you're unworthy and silence them. When you do, your true value will be revealed. Rebuild your life around unconditional love for yourself and invite it in from others. Ooh. Yes, fresh start in everything. I love it, love it, love it. Let's look at challenging times real quick. Ego, conflict, challenges, competition. This is like the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Wands kind of put together. Quarrelsome energies are around you. Step back and examine the real issues of the conflict. You might find it's more about being right than it is about what is right. Once again, the means to an end. You also might find a relationship to be more challenging than usual, sensing an underlying power struggle, even if things appear to be calm. While competition can be stimulating, it is disruptive to a relationship. You can avoid this by thinking before you speak or act, and coming from a place of honesty and love. Honestly, this is a time for God to be real with yourself and your partner. Are you happy here? If not, it's time to go, because you got things to do and places to be, and experiences to be had. And also, people don't know if they're doing something that affects you until you speak up. So also you have to be honest with yourself so you can be honest with your partner or people in your life. And also, if they don't know in full detail how you're feeling and everything, you could, you prematurely leave or don't try to work on something, you can always have this chip on your shoulder because you didn't give it a chance if it's worth investing in, you know what I'm saying? You could leave with peace if you say what you need, and if your needs aren't being met, then it's time to go. If you feel like you've been settling as well and compromising, it's time for you to be accountable and decide, what can I do? Do I want to stay here still and do the work with this person or without? Regardless, you can't move on like this, okay? So let's see what happens when you address this blind spot in your relationships. Because so far it's been keeping you kind of stuck. So once you address the Holy Spirit, what is coming? Oh, your heart chakra is opening up. And then we got moving on. Y'all, this is straightforward. A lot of y'all will have to leave a partner or a friendship. And if it's not just one person, it could be a dynamic in a friendship, as in, over giving and not receiving. With this heart chakra and moving on, once you do the work, your heart will be open for you to realize you're worthy of having the relationships and friendships of your dreams that actually feed you and give to you. And that's just on period. Okay. Let me clarify these with the Romance Oracle. So this heart chakra. Once you feel safe and secure. We have playfulness reverse. Yeah. And then moving on, we have trust. You have so much truth and faith. Bottom of the deck, healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, or just healing your inner child traumas. You have playfulness reverse. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. That with your heart chakra. And then we have 8 of Cups, basically, or moving on. The situation is calling for you to have faith. So honestly, even if something's not serving you and you feel invested, it's like you want it. I want it so bad. I want this relationship so bad, this dynamic so bad, this friendship. I can't leave it. It has so many memories. You have to have faith in God, the universe, your angels and guides. But they would never lead you astray, and also have faith that you deserve to be treated the way you want to, and that it's out there and there are people who are willing to invest and love you authentically without having to belittle you, or without you having to feel like you're losing part of yourself to have part of someone else. And that you can have healthy discord with relationships and grow and develop together, okay? Without things being toxic. So now I want y'all to think of y'all question. We're going to give your answer, and then we're going to round this out with some advice from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle for how y'all can take care of yourself while addressing this blind spot. Forgiveness! This card keeps coming out for everybody. So honestly, forgive yourself, forgive others, and move on accordingly, okay? And also I got no when I shuffled on the bottom of the deck with an explanation. So that's just straight up no. Clearly, just no questions about it. Focus on forgiveness. So now, Holy Spirit, please give me some advice. 2 cards, please, for my pile number 1 on what's blocking them from love and relationships and how they can bring in more abundance in that area. We have hydrate reverse and energy work upright. And then flow like water on the bottom. So this is all about you guys resisting change. You have to surrender. Drink some water. Water is spirit. Water connects you to God. It's also life source. And then energy work. So that could be Reiki, meditation. But right now is the time for you to focus on really your physical vessel is what I'm getting. Because I can nourish you and help you to have a proper perspective too on these relationships you're in and the dynamics you're in that may not be serving you, okay? Wow, and that is all I have for you. I hope you guys loved this reading. If you guys did, please comment a white heart. I'm looking at my selenite right here, and I just see it. A white heart emoji or a pink heart emoji. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye. What is up, pal? Number 2, you chose number 38. This sigil reduces to number 11, which is a dynamic number. You can look at it and see any images or thoughts you get. And we will reveal the meaning after we look at these oracles. And then we're going to clarify with some tarot and get some advice on how you can best address this blind spot and the blessings that come when you address it and how it's been impacting you as well. Also, think of a question in regards to your love life and overall relationships, and then we're going to get an answer from the Angel Answers Oracle at the end, as well as some self-care advice. So we have Sacred Union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. And I got a quick download, so quickly. So if you guys are in a friendship breakup, it's so interesting. You're going to work through it, or you should. It's worth working through. I don't know why I got that specifically, but I did. For platonic relationships. So we have here passion. I like this. And then for romance, it's the same. But it could be that there's a lot of issues going on, and it's you guys could have lost the flair, the passion, and that's what would bring back the sense of connection. And then for healing, messages of healing, we have transform worrisome thoughts. Be aware of anything you're worrying about. So what do you do when you're worried? How much power do you lose? And from what part of your body? Your goal to observe how much worrying affects your health and encounter the stress of this emotion with prayer and positive action. I love that. Prayer and positive action, taking inspired action, living in alignment with your passions. This is all about your root chakra and your sacral chakra, okay? So now let's reveal what this sigil means, the blind spot, and then we'll go learn some more. Let's go to number 38. Reactivity. I'm not going to read the whole thing, so please take a picture if you guys would like to. And then let's get to the key points. If you've drawn this sigil, you are currently reacting instead of responding, and you're not seeing why you are reacting in the way that you are. As people, we only react when we feel deeply threatened. The reality is that you feel unsafe and at risk in this scenario in some way. When we feel threatened, our survival mechanisms take over our capacity to objectively view or understand the situation at hand. These mechanisms make us act immediately, and when we react to avoid, postpone, or nullify the threat of loss, like a gun shooting off a bullet, we act so quickly that we make serious mistakes, which we can't take back and may spend a long time paying for it. If you've drawn this, the threat and the circumstances in which you find yourself in is not as imminent or as big as it may seem, but the idea of the threat is causing you to think, say, and do things that are making the problem much bigger than it is to begin with. The more reactive you get, the more potential for a solution to diminish. Stop, slow down things, and do nothing until you are no longer in an emotionally charged state of being. By moving slowly and refusing to act until the stirred up emotion has settled, you are giving yourself a chance to come out of fight or flight mode and see the situation from an objective standpoint. You can then respond rather than react according to the more objective understanding. If you've drawn this, it will benefit for you to spend time accepting the energy of Sigil 30 as well and coming to understand in this message as well. So let's see what it is. Short-term thinking. I'm just going to briefly give some key points. You are not thinking things with long-term implications in mind, and this will come back to bite you. So this goes back to the sacred union thing I was getting, and to not cut off something or someone due to like a misunderstanding or something like that. Because issues and problems are meant to arise in all relationships, even if they're meant to be in your life. Soulmates, platonically and romantically, are there for lessons of the soul to help you evolve your soul. So that can be a little triggering. But what you're not going to do, or what God is telling you not to do, is to make a permanent decision based on a temporary feeling, okay? And to also objectively realize how you're worrying or assuming the worst. One, doesn't help you, but it's actively hurting you. So instead of worrying, if you think about something, pray about it, affirm it. Just don't wallow in the negativity. All right? Because you are actually in a rare position to be in. I don't like the term twin flame because, like, I just don't. People keep themselves in toxic dynamics with that. But, like, to actually meet your life partner. I just saw 444, and to invest in relationships that truly are meant to ride with you until you pass this lifetime. You have the privilege of that capacity. So don't let your ego get in the way of real connection. And also don't let your ego get in the way sexually too. As in, allow yourself to connect spiritually and emotionally and not just sexually too. Some of you guys could be in really passionate relationships that are great, but you could also feel like you're not being seen for the person you are, or a little resentful. But that's also because you may have a lack of appreciation for yourself, you know. So it could be something you're projecting. So something else you could also not be seeing is just how lucky you are to have a person who is willing to do the work with you, or relationships with people who are willing to do the work with you. That's what I'm hearing. So let's just see how not addressing this blind spot has been affecting you. And then we're going to see the blessings that come when you address it. And then I want you guys to think of your question, and then we're going to get some advice. So how it's been affecting you. Crown chakra with observe reverse is kind of like the hangman. Not addressing this blessing or the benefits, the point of your relationships, and the power you have when you're with and around certain people, passion, when you're inspired in spirit, is that it was clouding your own discernment with third eye and observe, like hangman, getting a new perspective. It was causing you to view things from a fear lens. and spend time in rumination rather than, what if this happens and I actually want it? What if it's even better than I can imagine? Or what if I really did find the love of my life and I could trust them? And what if this is like the friendship I've been seeking and they're like my family and they'll be my bridesmaid or my maid, man of honor, whatever it's called. You know what I'm trying to say? Maid of honor, best man, that's what I meant. What if everything is better than I can even imagine? So not addressing this has caused you to like subconsciously manifest what you don't want. When you do address it, we have Master, which is the devil, which I love in this deck because it reduces to 6, that's harmony. Another 6, that's harmony, Venus energy, confirmation. It's going to require you, or you're going to actually see how you've been keeping your heart in a cage, see how you've been focused on the restrictions rather than freedom, and see how you've possibly been tied or connected to people based on just worldly things, or that was your focus, and you do have the potential to connect on real, more emotional levels, if that makes sense. So you guys could have had soul ties with sex, or you could have only seen yourself as someone who was valued when they had sex, when in reality your partner or future partners or friends see you more than just what you can give sexually, or like creative, like what they can get from you. Strengthening bonds, that's the Ace of Wands, that was reversed. And then flow, number 10. Yeah, once you address what's been holding you back, you could actually build solid, passionate relationships. Yes, that excite you. And where you feel free to feel safe, exploring yourself. I keep getting sexual, but it is like exploring yourself and discovering yourself while in a relationship. Feel comfortable being intimate with yourself and others. Even with a friendship, feel comfortable opening up about like your fears and your past. I feel like some of you guys could be adults in that weird energy of finding new friends outside of school, or you just moved, something like that. So let's see what flow is. I don't know exactly what major arcana that is. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, things are shifting in your favor. Faith and optimism go a long way. The energies around you are positive and driving you forward. Let yourself flow with these energies and put them to good use. Do you want more love, peace, or greater understanding? Is your heart calling out for a new relationship? Does your current one need improvement? Focus on your desires and allow them to manifest by expecting them to. Period. Need I get more clear? So the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the cards, y'all, okay? So now that we saw how it's been impacting you and the blessings that'll come once you make these changes, let's get some advice and then also answer your question. And something about the love. Do I want to clarify? I'll clarify a couple cards with tarot, but I mainly want oracles for this for some reason, because I don't want you guys to overthink. Clean your space. Advice. Number 11 with 38 right here. And then number 9. Then deep breathing. Stop. Breathe. Count to 3. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Burning Bull Ritual with fire. This is all about writing down what you want to release, burning it, releasing your cares to the universe, manifesting that way. Sorry, I'm moving the cards while I'm around. They look crazy, but whatever. What I wanted to say was we have 2 number 11s. That's why I brought that up. Where was the other number 11? I only have 1. I don't know why I thought I saw 2. But anyway, deep breathing, burning bowl ritual, cleaning your space. This is all about making room. Your life comes from the breath. Cleaning your space makes room in your mind as well. It also gives you a clear vantage point, viewing your scenario without the gunk around. So that is your advice, to take time to breathe, slow down, and see things from a new, solid perspective. Let me pull the Romance Oracle. Oh yeah, that was the tarot I was using, the Psychic Heart one. Past life relationship, reverse. Let your friends help you reverse. Holy Spirit, why are these both reversed? Ask for help and support from your friends and you have known each other before. We notice, hence the sacred union. Open up. Just breathe. Deep breathing. Just breathe. A lot of you guys are going through a lot of anxieties and worries, and really things aren't as bad as you feel once you slow down and get a clear vantage point by clearing your energy and the energy of your space. But you have to be clear and honest with what is worrying you, what is scaring you, and not be worried about judgment. Because this is like the Four of Pentacles, but reverse. It's like keeping your heart closed and what you're worried about closed, or even what you're inspired, like you're just a little closed off. And when you take time to like connect with yourself and to get out of that fight or flight, you'll realize that things are actually pretty good and they only getting better. So on the bottom of the deck, we have 2, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a new level of commitment. So whether it's your friendship or love relationship, things are healing. Things are getting better. I didn't mean to do this, but look, worth waiting for. Divine time is at play in your love life. The situation involves marriage. Once again, I really feel like if you guys are going through a rough patch in a romantic relationship, like you're meant to do this to grow through it. And even in your friendships. So this is meant to be a connection that lasts a lifetime. And let's say that it's not. It's one of those things where, okay, it's meant to let go. The lessons you learned in this were pivotal in you finding your lifelong partner or friends. Like this, if this is not your person, like your final relationship, or like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's the key that's bringing you to it. Okay? All right, so I love you guys. I want you guys to think of your question. I'll give you guys the answer. But if this resonated, I actually want you guys to comment, oh my gosh, a couple emoji. They have some with 2 women, 2 men, just a couple. Whether it's in a wedding couple or just 2 people, I want you to comment 2 little emojis with the couple in it, just to show that you believe in sacred partnership and that you're claiming it for yourself. So think of the answer to your question, and I will pull right now. Look for a sign. Bottom of the deck, take action, reverse. So look, I feel like y'all are asking a question on something. Like, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? Child, we've been sending you signs. Look for them and do something first before asking. So I feel like you guys are asking a whole bunch of answers before even doing work in order for there to be an answer, if that makes sense. Like, let's say you're like, oh my God, am I going to get this job? Did you even apply for it yet? Like, put out some applications. Or you know what I mean? Like, there's something that you're not doing. And then bottom, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. God is really telling you, this is worth working on, okay? Don't give up on something prematurely. I've never felt this so strongly, and usually I don't get these in like relationship and love readings. So there's really a special blessing that you may miss or overlook if you prematurely act right now. So yeah, y'all. I love you guys, and I will see you at the next one. Bye. Hey, what is up? Pile number 3. So you chose number 36. This sigil reduces to number 9. So we'll get into this blind spot, what it is that's blocking you in regards to your intimate relationships, both romantically and platonically. But first, let's get into your oracles. We have life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow. You will be surprised where it leads. We have strength. Oh, with the baby lion, I love it. And then we have notice that special person. Hey. On this day, take notice of someone who you previously ignored. That person is your teacher, your special angel, and he or she will say or do something that you've been waiting for, just because you're recognizing the beauty of her spirit or his spirit. Your goal, to see that everyone is capable of helping you heal, and vice versa. Wow. Go with the flow. You'll be surprised where it leads. I feel like you guys are in a crossroads right now when it comes to your relationships. And you may have been a little pessimistic when it comes to healing a certain one. Or set that this isn't going to work, or this type of person or person isn't for me. Or if you guys have been ignoring someone who could really feed into you platonically or romantically, because they may be outside of your type or what you're used to. God is asking for you to slow down and realize that change is the only constant, and there's a blessing in every lesson, and that you can learn a lot from the most unsuspecting people. Our intuition isn't rational, and we are drawn to people, or some people are drawn to us for reasons that make no sense half the time, because they're intuitive, they're spiritual. And you're going to have to learn how to take heed to messages that come in or people that come in, and trust that they're sent from God. If you feel a call from them, even if you don't understand it, you need not understand it to accept it, if that makes sense. So let me read strength really quickly, and then I'm going to go to what this sigil means. But I, for some reason, feel the need to see strength because I just channeled all that. You can take a picture. Because of your sensitive nature, you've been misunderstood and perceived as weak. It's time to release the roaring lion within and let others know you mean business, okay? Rapid growth accompanies you as you deal with emotional or mental issues. Draw strength from knowledge in order to heal and become strong again. You're stronger than you realize. Believe in yourself. Determination will get the job done. Your spiritual side is strong. Strength comes through forgiveness. Why did I just hear, literally right now, I'm better than that, I'm a survivor. I literally heard Beyonce, I'm better than that. Maybe Survivor by Destiny's Child. I don't know. It's something that y'all need to listen to, but I heard it, so I have to say it. But let's go to what the blind spot actually was. Number 36. I'm curious. Negative reinforcement pattern. Please take a picture because this is long. I'm not going to read the whole thing. But I love this already. If you've drawn this sigil, you are stuck in a negative reinforcement pattern. This pattern may be isolated to this one situation or may apply to your life in general. The reality is that you are doing what you are doing in order to avoid something you don't want, instead of doing what you are doing in order to get something you do want. If you've drawn this, either generally or in a particular situation, you are more motivated by aversive stimuli. You have the tendency to avoid the source of any adverse stimulus, even if it would benefit you. This could even be a person that makes you feel uncomfortable that you know you need in your life. Or why do I feel like even though this has happened and they hurt me, I have to go back? Or why do I feel triggered around this person? I feel so drawn yet pulled away from them. Listen to that. You have the tendency to avoid the source, even if it would benefit you. Running away from potential painful circumstances and doing things to avoid it is exhausting. It leads to resentment. It is the exact opposite of seeking pleasure. It also leads you to being lost in life without definitive direction because you don't have a firm grasp on what you want instead of firm grasp on what you don't want. If you've drawn this, what is it that I want? Ask yourself that. In this situation, stop doing the things that you don't want to do that are nothing more than a way to avoid the negative. It's like digging a hole deeper and deeper. Change is the only constant, so why not keep those changes positive and in the direction of your true north rather than avoiding your fears? Because life grows depending on what you focus on. So let's say you're in a relationship romantically and you're paranoid that this person is going to cheat on you, so you do all these things to try to keep them interested in you, when in reality that could just be pushing them away because you're coming off as overbearing, or that you don't trust them, or that you have to do this and that for them to be around, when in reality they were there because they liked you, and that could actually push them to invest in stimuli somewhere else. Not saying you control other people's thoughts or actions, but the energy, the perspective you're coming at will affect the outcome. You can instead focus on, I feel so good being loved by this person, and I look forward to more memories together, and I'm so grateful that I feel comfortable in my relationship, and I'm so grateful that I am safe enough to express my needs romantically and platonically and expect them to get met. There was a lot here. But what you need to do is shift to a positive reinforcement pattern. Focus on what fills you up rather than what tears you down. And then you'll get more of that instead of living life in the defense all the time. Once again, it's draining. All right, so that could be your blind spot, focusing on the negative, realizing that even if you're in a good thing, if your perspective is focused on the lack or constantly on the defense, worried about the rug being swept under your feet, feeling like you have to control everything, not allowing room for the Holy Spirit to work its magic, you won't get these miracles and blessings that are trying to manifest in your life. You stop resisting, surrender and flow. Take the lead, reverse. Embrace, reverse. Opportunity beckons, reverse. Y'all, let's look at embrace and take the lead. This is the energy that has been happening since you have not been addressing your blind spot. Then we're going to get into what will happen when you do address your blind spot. So let's go to embrace. I believe that's the world card in this deck, if I'm not mistaken. It sure is. And this was all reversed. So you're stopping yourself from fulfillment, fully feeling connected and grounded, but not opening up. Achieve, welcome, appreciate, dream, wholeness, contentment. When it comes to love, the universe is smiling upon you. Energies are shifting and coming together to give you exactly what you wanted. Your efforts to clarify your heart's desires to become present and actively manifesting relationships are bearing fruit. You're in the position to receive all that you want. To support this energy of integration, work with the concept of having an open and grateful heart. I acknowledge my many blessings and I'm open to receiving my heart's desires. This is the affirmation you should say to yourself, because grace surrounds you right now. But you need to acknowledge the smaller blessings, quote unquote, that are in your life in order to receive them. So it's like you've already won, but when you allow yourself to get the gift, it's like you're blocked off. Let's go to take the lead. What is this? Sorry, I'm looking for it. Take the lead. Well, I have opportunity beckons. We'll see that one. Boredom, disillusion, vigilance, action. Yeah, just saying now is not the time to be complacent, ironically. So the lack of complacency is what kind of kept you there. Hence why take the lead is here. Y'all, where is this? I'm getting mad. I'm getting not mad. I'm getting annoyed that I can't find it in this book. One second. Here it is. Enthusiasm, initiative, grounding, creativity. I believe this is wands. Yes, 3 of Wands. So be bold. Don't wait for someone else to make the first move. Now is the time for you to shift the status quo. How can you spice up your current relationships? How about learning a new skill or taking a family on vacation? If you're looking for something new, think out the box and do something new. Stop focusing on the negative. This is kind of like, dang, I want to date. I want to have fun, exciting friends, but you're just at home all the time. You're not allowing yourself to go out and be received. So Holy Spirit, please show me the energy. Once, my dear pile number 3s, get out of this negative reinforcement pattern. You're kidding me. Take the lead. New vitality. I feel like y'all are stubborn and then blossom. I love that. But things are going to change, but you have to shift your perspective. This is a stubborn energy with observe the hangman reverse. The fact that take the lead came out again. I just heard Break My Soul by Beyonce on a new vibration when I saw new vitality. You're going to have to do some energetic clearing, align your chakras. There's many ways to do it. Look it up online. It's free. It's easy. Focus on nourishing your body. This is that Ace of Wands energy. You have to feed. Don't feed the fears. I heard this in a different pile too. But feed your desires, not your fears. What's number 20? Is that Judgment? Let me just check real quick. But I think it is. Either way, I'm getting that you have to have a certain perspective before things come full circle, like Judgment. Yeah, it is Judgment. I awaken the beauty of relationships that nurture me. I love the synchronicities. In order for you to get to that world completing, you have to take the time to nurture and grow. Matters of the heart are much like flowers. In the bud stage, the relationship is in a state of potential. It requires loving care and attention to help it grow, develop, and bloom. The people involved in the relationship must be willing to trust and open themselves up to each other. With the proper amount of nurturing, the relationship will blossom and bring beauty to the lives of those involved. It's time for you to nurture the potential of your relationship. New life and love are waiting for you. New vitality. You only have to reach out and take hold. Seize these energies. A blossom follows the sun because its warmth and light nurture the flower and infuse it with energy. What is the sun in your own life? What nurtures you and helps you thrive? You're in a period of growth regarding affairs of the heart. Stretch yourself and your ideas of what you believe is possible, and know in fact that all things are possible when you follow your sun. See? Reawaken to the passions in life. What would happen if this happened? What if I surrendered to God instead of trying to control? Because I feel like when you're controlling, you see what happens. You don't get what you want. So be open to blessings. Be open to unexpected people. Be open to new friendships. Be open. Just be open and see what happens. So now I want you guys to think of your question. We're going to get your answer in a second. First, I'm going to get some self-care advice for just how to nurture yourself to have better relationships overall. And then we're going to get an answer to your question. So we got be still. Wow, that just flipped on its own. So slow down, meditate, be still, and know that I am God. I heard that. And lastly, plan a vacation. And then on the bottom of the deck, watch a movie. Both these were reversed. So honestly, what I was getting, the fact that plan a vacation and watch a movie were reversed. This is like you have to allow yourself to be pleased, feel leisure. Don't feel guilty for having fun. It feels like you guys are stuck on like kind of making a relationship work, or like fixing something or fixing yourself in order to get this and that. When in reality, it's like, how about you just focus on feeling good and nurturing yourself? Even if you can't go on a vacation or feel like you can't afford it, still plan it. Open up your mind a bit. Because I feel like that's something that's been blocking you guys when it comes to love. Not opening up yourself to see what is outside of the physical right now. That's what manifesting is, you know? You won't get too far in life just by focusing on what's in front of you. You have to expand. So now I want you guys to give you a question. I'm going to give you your answer to round out this reading. But if it resonated, I really want y'all to comment a rainbow emoji, okay? So your answer, let go. I love this. God is saying, look, I'm not going to tell you nothing. Let go and allow these big happy changes to come in. If anything, the answer to your question is, when you let go, that's when the big happy changes come. Wait. Rest and wait. Let go and surrender. Okay? And that's all I got for you, pile number 3. I hope you loved it. If you did, once again, please comment a rainbow emoji, and I will see you at the next one. Bye. Last but not least, child, number 33. What is your blind spot when it comes to love and relationships and overall connection? So I love this picture. This may be my pile because I'm just drawn to the number, but really the picture, I don't know what it means. We're going to get into it in a second. But first, we're going to go over your oracles, and then we're going to pull that to see how it connects. So we have, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Aww. Then we have friendship. Aww. And then examine unfinished business. Identify one piece of unfinished business this could relate to a person or a task, and do one thing to bring it to closure. If you find that you're unable to, you've identified a major power leak and a serious block to your healing. Your goal, to understand that all experiences either make you bitter or better. So I feel like some of you guys could have went through a friendship breakup. It doesn't have to just be platonic or something with your family. And you're realizing the importance of connection. And even if it's not a breakup or anything with a particular person in general, I feel like you're opening up to how important connection is. And how you're more loved and valued than you think by others and by the universe as a whole. And when I read this, I was getting it from like you to you. Like your higher self to you, your inner child to you. Like slow down and reconnect and realize how valued and loved you are and how just dope you are. I feel like you're becoming a fan of yourself. And then also if there's any resentment in your heart in regards to a friendship or a relationship, I feel like if it's a love relationship, it's something that started out as friends. If there's anything blocking you from moving forward, or if there's anything that's still stinging in your heart, you can love someone and let them go. Don't know where that came from, but I just heard it. Shame, number 33. If you've drawn this sigil, you are not seeing or admitting to your shame. You need to attend to your shame. Shame is one of the most misunderstood aspects of social behavior. Whew, I just popped my neck. I don't know if y'all heard that. Of social behavior. And my glasses came off. The reason for this is that most people think that shame is, please take a picture, y'all. It's so long. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to get the key points. Shame is solely a mental and emotional response to self-diminishing experiences and thoughts. The truth is, shame is much more primal than it is debilitating. Okay, y'all, I'm just going to skip around real quick to the main points. There are only two energies within this universe, two main energetic movements. That's to push something away or to bring it closer. When we see certain things, such as something we perceive as cute, it triggers an instinctual reaction to bring it closer. When we see threatening things, it triggers an instinctual reaction to push it away. Love is an instinctual reaction to pull something closer. Fear pushes it away. And shame is an instinctual reaction to push yourself away from yourself. Exactly. Why did I feel like this was within yourself? The number one need of the human ego is to see itself as good and have others see it as good. Shame is about seeing oneself as bad and having other people see us as good. The number one enemy to the human ego is shame. The ego will cope with shame through all of its classic coping mechanisms by going into denial, deflecting, rationalizing, projecting, suppressing, etc. The thing people deflect more than anything else is shame. Badness in our human society is integrally linked to shame and fault. Recognize that relative to the situation at hand, you may be blaming yourself for something that may or may not actually be your fault. Either way, that self-blame is coming from a baseline self-concept of shame. If you've drawn this sigil, you need to admit your shame, own your shame. Ask yourself, why do I feel ashamed of this situation? What about this makes me feel like a bad person or defective or not good enough? You need to directly address and lovingly resolve whatever comes out of that questioning. Bring the parts of yourself that you are ashamed of closer and include them as part of you. How beautiful, guys. So yeah, this is really look within yourself to address any unresolved issues or shame. And also so you can see how dope you are. Listen, that's the High Priestess reverse. Yeah, slow down, breathe. Listen, you are very, very tapped in, but just not into your own needs. I meant to pull this one, but then this popped up too. So share the love. Bottom of the deck, base chakra, so that could be a chakra you need to work on. We have share the love and help and hopeless. So let me go to help and hopeless first. Give me a second to find it in here. Restricted obstacles, powerless action. While the title of this card may sound bleak, don't let it scare you. This arrives as a wake-up call to adjust your thinking about a situation or relationship. This is like the Eight of Swords. Nothing could be further than the truth, however, that you are powerless and beyond hope. Assess your state of affairs and decide what needs to be changed, then take decisive steps to make those changes and move yourself into a position of empowerment. You're not empowered because you could be disregarding your own power and how important a certain relationship or dynamic is to you. Let's go to the High Priestess reverse. See, hear, sense, quiet, and intuition. Take a moment to quiet your mind. In relationships, it's also too important to hear what the other person is saying. Too often, you're already planning what to say while the other person's still talking. Do not make assumptions about where it's going. Then you truly don't hear what someone else is saying. And I apologize, it wasn't good in the camera, the view. Here it is. You can also take a picture here. Listening starts with becoming quiet and totally present. Understanding is essential to improving the relationship or a situation. Remember, once again, to center yourself and use all your senses to understand what's being communicated. Listening is a gift. Gift this to your partner, parents, coworkers, friends, and pets, and anyone you meet. Most important to yourself. Tune into your mind, body, and soul. Are you listening? And what do you hear? Affirmation. I honor myself by being present, and I truly listen to the messages I hear. Okay. So the advice would be to share the love, boo. What is this share the love? Share the love, share the love, share the love. I'm getting 3 of Cups energy. Some more threes, 3, 3, 3. We have friendship. Double friendship being said. Friendship, celebration, rejoice, community. You're entering a period of joy and tranquility. However, this card speaks of friendship rather than romance, suggesting that it's an important time to connect with friends. For time being, let go of any desires, anxieties, or stress around romantic relationships. Turn to your friends for support if you need it, and find reasons to celebrate. Rejoice in the fact that they'll always be there for you. Community is also important. Get out the house and away from your own concerns. How can you contribute to the community? Reach out. Do it now. Join a support group or new activity group. This is a great way to meet new people. Feel the joy of connecting with others and sharing your love in that way. I'm not sure if this was that pile where I was saying you can't like stay in the house. You got to get out. So it could even be that you're lacking closure by not taking all the steps that you know you could take, or haven't tried everything, whether it's like investing more in your friends, asking your friends to go out to a new class or something. I could be feeling lonely and stuck and overthinking without even thinking about using your thoughts productively towards actions and desired outcomes, okay? I actually want to read this friendship too from the Spellcasting Oracle, the keywords, just to see, since friendship seems to be a huge theme. We all need friends, and a good friend is rare. Spending time with someone who knows you better than others, with whom you can count on and whose company you enjoy, is a gift itself. Instead of shutting people out your life, try to open up a little more. There's nothing more than therapeutic than having a catch up or a good belly laugh with someone you trust. Friends add to the fullness of life. It's time to reach out and embrace an authentic relationship with somebody who has your best interests at heart. I'm also getting to that if you are wanting more love romantically in your life, you first have to learn how to love yourself and allow others to love you platonically, so you don't fall into codependency. And also, if you guys are in a relationship, I feel like your friends want to see you more. And then this flipped over, nourish and be still. Nourish your temple. I literally got this for a lot of piles. I'm getting Empress energy. And also be still, like that meditative energy. But once you feel yourself, you'll have the energy, honestly, to be able to examine unfinished business and release any bitterness, or to have a proper perspective on situations that could be, it's weird I'm seeing bitter, but I was hearing like rotten roots, like any weeds in your garden. Now is the time to get in the celebratory energy, start expecting the best, and start to connect with people. Have fun. Make fun and joy the center of your life. What you're not seeing is how that could be blocking you, and also what you're not seeing is how you may be just discounting how much you need people and they need you. It doesn't make you weak. It makes you human, okay? So now I want you guys to think of a question, and we will answer it with the angel oracles. In the meantime, I'm going to pull a couple self-care oracles to give you advice on how to maximize this blessing, maximize this blind spot. But actually, let me get the benefits of what happens when you do get the blind spot first, when you do address it. We got release. And then this one. Sadness and isolation. If I'm going to be able to shed this skin, this facade that you aren't worth being connected to, or that it's hard for you to connect. And we have another 13, three, sadness and isolation. One more, spirit, and then believe and succeed. This is the 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands, 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. Surrender. Both of these involve big surrender. This is death energy. Surrender. Transmute this sadness into power. You are steering your own ship right now. You are on the way to success, but first you have to lighten your load. Yes. So, still think of your question. I'm going to pull the self-care, and then we're going to get the answer from the the angel oracle. Sex, reverse, that's intimacy. 44. Spend time with friends, reverse. Y'all, I cannot make this up. Friends, again. And then on the bottom of the deck, create art. But y'all, I can't make this up. We got friends again and sex. This is all about intimacy, being comfortable with yourself and others, not being ashamed for being you, and also what you like. And since I said romance oracle, I'm going to pull one for the sex. We got... this flipped over. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring with release your ex reverse. So, something I'm getting here too, because I really feel like this is more about friendships. I feel like friends with benefits is something that you may not be healthy for you or interested in. If you are, I feel like Spirit's asking you to like let go of some sex and just focus on real romance and connection. I don't know why I'm getting that. I just am. And talk to your friends more about your connections with people. And also, if you are wanting to connect romantically, don't be ashamed of sex, no. But for those of you who could have sex early or feel like sex is like a big way for you to bond before getting to know someone emotionally, think of that feeling that sex gives you with that person. What binds you to them is the sense of connection, the intimacy, and focus on getting that without actually giving up your body early or sharing your energy so early, because your romantic feelings are real and worth exploring. And there's other ways to explore them outside of just sex. One more, Holy Spirit. Give your relationship a chance, reverse. Yes, and you deserve love on the bottom. You are lovable, and it doesn't have to do with your body. And I feel like spending time with your friends will allow you to see the ways that you are loved and lovable outside of, sex. So let me read from the book, Spend Time with Your Friends, because something about it, not something about it, it comes up a lot, and I'm trying to see, give you all the messages, okay? Well, first, sex came up. I am experiencing cosmic orgasm. Wow. Take a picture. Tune into your body's innate wisdom to uncover what kind of sexual experience or lover you would like to call in. Through this reflection, acknowledge your history and be honest with yourself about any limiting beliefs, blocks, or trauma you need to work through. If there's a lot to unpack here, you may need to seek the support of a professional. And then number 49, spend time with your friends. I am surrounded by loving reflections. I love that. Just like a picture. Friends are one of the greatest gifts in life. Plan a time to meet up with your friends in person and do something fun, even if it's something simple like walking around and talking about what's going on in your lives. If you've been out of touch with friends who keep coming up in your thoughts, make sure to get caught up with them. That could be the closure that you're lacking. Reach out to a friend who lives far away. Share the best of what happened to you both and see what you can learn from each other to propel you both further in your journeys. Call in more fun and a profound sense of connection. Bring your friends together to share wisdom and experiences around a theme, or arrange a ritual to celebrate the new moon, full moon, or the solstice. Plan a goddess circle. So many things. But I feel like God wants you to connect with people, authentic friends, people who are there to support your soul's growth, and people who are really there with your best interests at heart, so you can feel safe in all connections again. All right. Oh my goodness, I love y'all. So let me get your answer to your question, and then we're going to round out this reading. But y'all, if this reading has resonated, then please comment a moon emoji. Any cycle of the moon will do. They're all on there. But comment a moon emoji, okay? Or one of the little the celebration emoji. I'm just getting through your cups like with the streamers. The moon or the celebrations. As I'm getting, there's going to be a lot to celebrate. And the answer to your question, compromise. Don't stop. So I'm really feeling like you guys are going to have to go back to a personal relationship once again, unfinished business, and realize that they're better here than away, or that there could be a way to have this person or scenario or dynamic in your relationship that feeds you both, and that compromising will bring you and them so much peace. So much peace. Let me see what your angels mean more about this compromise. And don't stop. I'll clarify it with this tarot. And I'll read it from the book. Because y'all, I love to get answers, okay? Ermeline with a T. Compromise. Healing begins. That's like 6 of Swords. And Crown Chakra reverse. And Seek. That's like the Hermit phase. The Hermit energy. Don't stop the spiritual development. Don't stop doing the inner work. And when you compromise and realize that there's some areas you could have been wrong or some things you could do more in and that you could do better, etc., that's when the true healing begins and you can move to calmer waters. I'm getting Libra energy as well. So maybe look into your 1st and 7th house where Libra is in your chart, okay? And that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it, okay? Once again, if it did resonate, please comment a moon cycle emoji or the celebratory emoji, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.